Hey, what's up, guys? This is your favorite PhatGyrlSnoop, and you know what I'm here to do, and that's to drop my 2 cents on all these celebrity deets from the streets. Let's start with Kris Jenner, and now that she has to not keep up with the Kardashians, she's going to have to keep up with these lawsuits. She, along with Kourtney and Khloe, are being sued, and you will never believe what happened. So, a security guard filed this lawsuit against Kris Jenner and Kourtney Kardashian that claims that they sexually harassed him with sexual comments and other stuff, but Kris and Kourtney call it straight bullshit, saying that it was fabricated and false fiction by a disgruntled employee. Now, his name is Mark Williams, and he was hired by the Kardashians in 2017 as a security guard to watch over Kris and, the rest of the family. He claims in May 2017, he became subject to a pattern of unwanted and unwelcome sexual advances and other harassing misconduct from Kris. Amongst other claims, he says she was a really sexual beast, and she made all kinds of sexual comments about his physical appearance, his comments about his sexual activities, and comments that he engaged in a sexual relationship, amongst other things. I mean, if you think about it, she was going through the issue with Bruce, aka Caitlyn Jenner. So, maybe she needed a little peen in her life. The Kardashians love some chocolate peen. Now, McWilliams claims, among other things, Kris massaged his neck, shoulders, arms, and back without his consent, caused her hand to rest on his thighs and groin, caused her pelvis to rub against his back and or rear end, and claims that she exposed portions of her body to him. He also claims that she made lewd, suggestive, sexual, sexist, racist, homophobic, and otherwise discriminatory comments at him and his co-workers. Like I said, you know how the Kardashians love some chocolate peen. She couldn't help herself, probably. He also alleges Jenner then engaged in a pattern of conduct involving non-consensual physical contact with them. He says that he complained to the HR department of his security company, but the complaints were ignored. Kris's lawyer, his name is Marty Singer, told TMZ that Kris denies ever behaving inappropriately toward Mark Williams. The security guard worked outside the house, and he, get this, has never actually been inside of Kris's house, allegedly. Her lawyer goes on. Kris had very little interaction with him. After the guard was repeatedly caught sleeping in his car while on the job, the security company was asked not to assign him to work there in the future. Now, why is he suing Kourtney? Okay, he is suing Kourtney because he feels like they fired him unjustly, and Kourtney was a part of the decision, so he's going after her and Khloe. I believe he's going after Khloe. No, he's not going after Khloe. It's just Kris and Kourtney. Now, Kris's lawyer also said that the guard never made any complaints to his employer about Kris until this crazy claim after he got fired. Now, although Kourtney is named in the suit, she is not accused of doing anything improper with the guard, nor did she ever. Now, this is an interesting piece of information that I want to share about this tea. Now, the former bodyguard, guess who he's affiliated with? Okay. I tell you. He is affiliated with Robert Kelly. That's right. He is a founding member and a close friend of R. Kelly. The two founded the music group MGM way back in the late 80s, and McWilliams was also listed as part of the Surviving R. Kelly series. Now, Kris's lawyer ends with saying that how outrageous he thinks it is that people could just sue anyone in America without any kind of repercussions. And when Kris and Courtney defeat this ridiculous, frivolous lawsuit, they intend to immediately sue McWilliams and his attorneys for malicious prosecution. Now, McWilliams is suing for a slew of damages. Now, my question is, I wonder if he is trying to get that bag to send to his boy upstate. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, who knows? Maybe he is, maybe he needs to get that bag together to send it to R. Kelly. But trust me when I say, I'm going to keep snooping this out, and when I find out, you all will find out. This next story is getting bizarre and bizarre every time I turn around. And I'm speaking of no other than Dr. Dre and his wife, or soon to be ex-wife, Nicole Young. Now, Dre, on the good side, he just won a huge battle in court. The judge in their divorce case just rejected Nicole's request for that $1.5 million to pay for various expenses, including security. And the judge rejected her request to accelerate her claim that Dre should pay $5 million for her lawyer's fees and other costs. I'm willing to bet that Dre's out there doing a backflip in the Tootsie Roll, because he was born back in the 70s, so he probably was doing like the Tootsie Roll or the Whop or something. You know what I'm saying? But Nicole's lawyers were in the court this morning, and they told the judge that Nicole needed the $1.5 million for security because she's been receiving death threats. The money would also go for other expenses. Now, some of the people commenting on the divorce have said things like, if she dies, she dies, and for a small fee, she can disappear. I mean, this is all allegedly. Now, the judge rejected her claim partly because she got rid of her security team that Dr. Dre put together. She claimed that Dre was too controlling and wanted to hire security on her own. So basically, she didn't trust Dr. Dre's security team because she figured like, hey, he's basically the enemy, and why would I trust people that he hires to watch me? I mean, I feel her on that. If I was her and all the alleged stuff that Dr. Dre done to her, I mean, especially with the abuse, I mean, I wouldn't trust his security team either. Now, she claimed that Dre threatened to fire the security if they didn't follow his orders. I mean, I guess because the man's paying. Now, the judge rejected her request, and Dre's lawyer told the judge that Dre is still willing to pay all of Nicole's expenses pending her divorce, which includes the security expenses. The judge went ahead and okayed that. Nicole's lawyers also asked the judge to move up the hearing on the attorney's fees. Specifically, they're asking Dre to pay $5 million in lawyers' fees and costs for Nicole. That's one hell of an expensive divorce. The hearing was set for January, but the lawyers wanted to be held this month. The judge also rejected that request. In rejecting Nicole's arguments, the judge noted that there were serious domestic violence and custody cases that he had to deal with, and this is not in the same universe. In other words, the judge was saying, Nicole, chill out. Like, it's not a priority. Your case is not a priority for me. Stand in line, girl. Stand in line. The judge did say, however, if Dre exercised control over Nicole, she could file a restraining order. Now, so far, she has not done that yet. But I mean, my goodness, the guy is basically saying, Nicole, just sign them papers. I'll pay whatever you want. Let's just get this done, the most amicably as possible. But I can't help to wonder, is this what they mean when they say it's cheaper to keep her? Speaking of lawsuit, Tamron Hall is back in the news. And I mean, I thought she started off with a bang for season 2, but apparently there's some haters out there, and you guys gotta listen to this ridiculous lawsuit. Now, Tamron Hall is being sued for a whopping $16 million after telling a mom during her television show that she wouldn't want her own kid to hug the mom's unvaccinated son. Janine D'Angelo, that's the lady who's suing Tamron. She's suing Tamron on behalf of her son and claims that they were absolutely embarrassed after Tamron compared her son to a leaper during an episode about vaccinations that aired on ABC way back September of last year. This is according to docs that were obtained by a media outlet. Now, in docs, D'Angelo says that Tamron said she would not let her son anywhere near D'Angelo's son, much less hug him, because he's not vaccinated. D'Angelo also says Tamron violated New York law by discriminating against her and their religion beliefs. Now, here's just a little bit more. She claims that Tamron wasn't prepared for the segment, arguing Tamron's lack of education on the topic caused her and her son to suffer colossal emotional distress. Gosh, for 3 minutes? Wow, okay. But here's the thing. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has said parents who choose not to vaccinate their kids, they should be prepared for the risks and responsibility that comes with it, One of the risks, parents with kids that are vaccinated are probably told to stay clear of kids who aren't. D'Angelo suing Hall, Disney, and the production company for $16 million in damages. Do you know what I could do with $16 million? I could go to Tahiti and get fanned by buff men. Okay, get back to the story. But listen though, and here is the sad part of the whole thing. Although Tamron is being sued for this $16 million, it was said that she actually hugged the kid. She hugged the kid. I mean, just because she wouldn't let her kid hug your kid, but she actually hugged your kid. You still gonna sue her? I mean, what gives? Listen, I can't explain the insane. The only thing I'm here to do is to report it. So far, there hasn't been an response from Tamron or her team or Disney or the production company, but I'm willing to bet that this will be thrown the hell out. Well, time certainly flies when you're having fun, and my time is up, and I gotta go. But you can always check me out on my PhatGyrlSnoop page. That's PhatGyrl.com. And remember, that is PHAT as in pretty, hot, and tempting. Bye for now.